What's good, YouTube? Get ready now for part 2. 20 minutes left of the first half. Scotland 10, Australia 7. Scotland are playing well at the moment. Australia, little errors here and there. If they get that sorted, they're going to be much dangerous. So we're going to carry on now with part 2. Here we go.
But off Hodges, hands it came, and again just the life of this Australian backline.
They're just so dangerous. There's so many threats across the field, and that time it was Stephen Moore distributing to Israel Folau, so it's not just the forwards. And well, this is where they've sourced possession, probably the smallest man in the field getting up highest in Bulgaria. And this is the end, just pure Granny's pass just too far in front of Hodge. I think he was well covered by Maitland anyway, but maybe I look back to last week as well. I felt Australia did leave 1 or 2 tries out there. And you know, if you look at the scoreboard, the trail in Scotland,
Australia played at the best. They would have got over 50 against Wales. Well over 50.
Well, trailing, but certainly most of the play in this match has been happening in this area between the Scotland 22 and the halfway line. And the Australian coaching staff watching on and watching out for scrum, which I think they believe has the edge. Nicola flinging that to the back of the scrum. And a penalty to Australia this time. And as much as for the penalty it immediately yields, it also gives that confidence as well going forward. And quite often happens at the end of scrums for one side is the upper hand. Someone will get a tap on the head to say we've got you, and another player will respond. Fagerson was in there.
I think that's a great mental boost for the Aussies at scrum time. I think the last one are a little bit unlucky not to get some reward their way, so they feel that they're getting on top. And as the game progresses, they really look to turn the screws there, and that's a good win for the Australian Type 5.
This is Ledesma claiming the penalty for his work as well, but yeah, I agree, James. Scott Seal really won the penalty there. It helped, I think, that Topop on that blind side as well, really firing his loose head propped into the scrum.
Jacob with some instructions. Really keep the coaches in glass boxes here at Murrayfield. They have been damaged in the past, James, I have to say that.
I'm sure Michael Checker will be on his best behaviour today, hopefully.
So Foley, 1 from 1 so far, and this to draw level.
I just love hearing the sound of bagpipes. Beautiful. Good kick.
Another one sweetly struck by Foley, and we're all tied up.
Goal level.
23 minutes gone. I'd say the scores are even, but Australia certainly with the upper hand at the moment.
That was a lovely strike, wasn't it? By Foley.
Australia going forward more than Scotland, but Scotland is defending well, and when they're attacking,
Wizard is a kicker coach with him for a long time, and he's certainly put a lot of work in the Foley this week, and Foley's came up, kicked really well so far.
Again, it's down Spates Channel, it takes it in the
release.
The feeds in Australia look to clear. Look to run. Again, making good ground. Reece Hodge, Genya, slips his way past Laidlaw. Then hit by Fagerson. And Hooper plays scrum half.
If he had a straight line then, he probably would have made a break.
And there's Hodge again, but he's well met this time. Again, goes a little bit longer and hog waiting. Hasn't had too much to do recently. A little bit of ground in front of him here. And again, Murrayfield lifts the volume. And he's taken down by Moore, chopped around the legs. Russell flings it out wide. Visser to no one. Jones has to get back and does well. Russell wandering around looking for options, and Hogg there.
More advantage. Number 3 goals.
Oh, so a penalty, there was an advantage being played, so that was an infringement by Sikopi Kepu with a Waratah's tight head offside. He gives a massive exhalation of the cheeks and a grimace, but a chance. I see we're on the outskirts of Laidlaw's kicking range here, but he's going to have a bash.
He's going to the post.
the right thing to do. Just after having a 10 points to 0 lead, and Australia coming back with.
I was wondering whether they
thing to do, and also just gives you more time in the opposition territory if it does fall short or fail to go.
But
Scotland haven't been down this end of the field for a while, so if they can come away with any points here, they'll be seen as a win for them, and then once again puts them ahead on the scoreboard.
They've certainly got some big kickers out there. Russell can give it a bash, and Hogg can knock them over from 55 metres, but Laidlaw has the accuracy. Again, he's stretching his range here.
Big kick, mine, if you can get it.
And scooped it up in the air and just trying to give it a little bit extra. And Hodge with the clearance.
Unlucky
and
lad.
taken in by Maitland. And Sean Maitland in great form for Saracens this season, his new club, after leaving London Irish. And Johnny Gray gives it on to Ford. And Barkley to Russell, to Hogg. And Hogg to Hugh Jones and Visser. And Tim Visser still going. And deep into the 22, Scotland there for the first time in a while. And there is Hamish Watson.
Away it is! Stay down, stay down!
Russell again, and Finn Russell almost through. Offloads to Richie Gray. And Richie Gray trying to punch his way over the smallest man on the pitch. Wide he goes now from Scotland through Fagerson. And to Hugh Jones.
What a fucking game this lad's having. You fucking Jones over again. What a fucking game you're having, lad.
Scotland are just coming alive with ball in hand, and they haven't had a lot of possession, but when they have had possession, they've caused all sorts of trouble for the Australian defence. That time, Hugh Jones actually sets in Visser off down the left-hand touchline. He managed to get himself back involved in the game and score that vital try. Then Russell largely breaking off the beating Richie Gray. Hugh Jones, who spoke about his outside break prior to the game, and we saw it there again. This is him attacking the edge. The delayed pass from Hugh Jones here just sacks in full out, allowing a little bit of space for Tim Visser. And when the ball's recycled, Hugh Jones,
he's having a hell of a game, this lad.
pass and skips outside as it's Seal or Kepu and scores.
Kuridrani, wasn't it, in defence there, James? That was a good step around Kuridrani.
Yeah, that was some great feet. Tavita's an excellent defender, and he'll be disappointed with himself after that one. But I think it was great lead-up play. Tim Visser down the left-hand flank, who's been doing a lot of that for Quins this year, my teammate at Harlequin. So he's been excellent for us, and you can see him there. When he gets any type of space, he's a big man, but he shifts well, and he did a great job there, and really set the Australian defence on the back foot.
And Kirsten Laidlaw, 7-point try, and Scotland's lead stretches again. What a game Hugh Jones is having. And I said he played in a sort of scrappy win over Japan in the summer, and that was it really. Came on as a replacement there, and here 2 tries against the Wallabies.
It's the balance in his footwork as well. I mean, a lot of people have great footwork, but they don't have that acceleration. Once you've been able to put a defender on his heels, and Hugh Jones certainly has that. He's been on fire all week at training, and he's certainly started this game with a bang.
A name that you feel should be crying out loud in Cardiff. I said English parents and English raised, but born here in Edinburgh. And the touch finder doesn't quite do that, so Foley manages to, and Russell is told just to calm down by his captain Laidlaw because they're coming all the way back. There wasn't much of an angle there for the clearing kick for Foley. The 22, as he plays for the Stormers. You think of the other centres, Duncan Taylor injury, he's coming back soon. This man's ahead now of Matt Scott and Mark Bennett. And noise and cries of Scotland around Murrayfield, and it's a bit messy in the line-out. So Maitland is into Tamani and Moore. There's Fagerson. Only a rough time in the scrum, but good ball carrier. Johnny Gray. Older brother Richie lends considerable weight, and Laidlaw sends it high. Maitland chasing this down for Scotland. Backwards it comes to Hamish Watson on his own now. He just bounces off Foley Not a huge man, Watson, but immensely powerful. He does that for Edinburgh time and time again. Forward to Russell. And Scotland attacking again through Dunbar. Johnny Gray just looking at a little chip through from Jones. And Visser trying to keep it in play. Out it goes eventually, and it goes Australia's way, but some invention from Scotland.
Absolutely. I said it earlier, they are coming alive with ball in hand, and that time they were far more direct. Johnny Gray, Richie Gray carrying hard, Alex Dunbar straightening the line, but yet they're still looking for those edges, that outside edge, putting footwork on the defenders, and when they kick, they're kicking really, really short so they can kick to contest and try and win the ball back.
Well spotted by a touch judge, eventually came off the sort of shin of Tim Visser, so Australia's ball, but having to clear it from some depth here. 10 minutes to go in this first half. Foley. And Visser waiting for this one, and the quick take to Hogg. Hogg sees what's available, not too much at the moment. Fagerson with Johnny Gray and Richie Gray behind them as ballast. And Scotland making some inroads. There's Barclay and Russell, and there is Hamish Watson again, well taken down by Rhys Hodge. And again the battle on the ground now ends in a penalty for Australia. Good work by the Wallabies.
And it's Pocock again, he gets into that position so quickly, and once again it's very hard to move once he's down there, and wins a very important penalty for the Wallabies.
It's just his arms are just enormous. He's taking a sabbatical in play. He'll be missed from
not just his technical ability, but his mental ability to see that so quickly. His strength keeps him in there, but he actually gets in there so quickly. He knew that was happening. He knew Hamish Watson was getting just half a yard, breaking the line, and he's in him over the ball. And
then look at his arm now for the Wallabies, a line out deep inside the Scotland 22. He's so valuable.
Fantastic kick from Foley, but yeah, again, Pocock is just one of those guys. He's a real student of the game, loves to look at the game well, and spends a lot of time trying to perfect his craft, which is the breakdown.
Dangerous ball now for...
So Australia with an opportunity again, and taken down by Hooper, and through Pocock and Genya to Folau, and Folau into his own man, and that will end Scotland's
there you go, my cross in.
It was just confusion as much as anything else.
There just seemed to be one pass a little bit behind, and everyone's running angles were a little bit put off, and I think that's what caused Rhys Hodge to just get a little bit in front of Folau here. You know, that ball's a little bit behind him, and if it was in front, Hodge was also looking for the short ball, so I think, you know, if the ball was out in front, he probably would have been right on the spot where he needed to be.
I think what was good about Scotland's defence is the width. If your defence can line up outside the attack and come up, you can do that. Whereas last week, I don't want to keep going back to Wales last week, Wales seemed really quite narrow in defence, and that would have been okay because Folau would have gotten the outside. But it was good width by Hugh Jones there, and it came up pretty hard, and well, I think he'll be happy.
Off to Montpellier at the end of the season. He's practicing his beach pose, or actually Montpellier does a beach pose, does it? Oh, my French geography. It's gone horribly wrong. Scotland lose their line out, and again an area where perhaps just been a little bit weak of late, and a gifted chance to Australia. Carried on well by Sikopi Kepu. The ball just there still for Australia. A little inside pass to Hooper. And the penalty to Scotland this time is for work by Barclay on the ground. Anything Pocock can do, the Scarlets man can match.
Exactly, great body position there, and there was a great line-out steal from Rob Simmons by the Wallabies there to turn the ball over, but you know, that's a really important penalty that he's won there for his team. It lets Scotland off the hook a little bit, and now you can see the kicks well into Australia's half, and the line-out will take place on the 40-metre line in Australian territory.
It's the same as Pocock. Look how quickly he gets over then. It has the strength to absorb the hit from Tamani, stay on his feet, get his hands on the ball. So brave, but so technically good as well. These guys who play in the back row and all over the field now. It's not just a back row skill.
So Scotland's line out again under pressure, but Richie Gray is there, and Watson takes it at a bit of a canter and makes some good ground.
Fucking hell!
Not showing those two at the moment, but Australia trying to turn them. Richie Gray again. And you can see what Scotland had with him back on the pitch. Russell, a little show, and then gave Hardy to Maitland. And Laidlaw just delays and delays, gives it to Johnny Gray. And Scotland into the 22 again. Australia trying to secure that ball, but still with the home side. Once more to Fagerson. Eventually punched back. And Johnny Gray. Final 5 minutes in this first half. Russell again. And Richie Gray. And carried in by Barkley. Scotland just get it to ground, but the ball is lost, and Australia will have a scrum. Again, some enterprise going forward, some encouraging signs, but you have to be
Scotland
so alert and so strong at every breakdown of play.
They're looking very
direct, wasn't it, that time?
dangerous. I mean, actually, they're a bit nervous now for the Six Nations.
More direct from Scotland. Australia's defence was up to the task. As you say, big collisions in and around the tackle.
Looking better in defence as
Another
well.
breakdown. Ross Ford's down on one knee, and treatment coming on. It's hard work as well, because it's a high-paced game. But Hugh Jones, just joining us, he's scored a couple of tries. And that is why Scotland lead by 7 points, nearing the break. And the referee's had enough with the physios. And that was a tactical injury, so just give me a little breather for a moment, ref.
Be interesting to see what Australia do from this scrum, James. If they do have dominance, they could see this, albeit on their own 22, as an attacking opportunity.
Yeah, I think they'll try and keep the ball in here and try and get a penalty.
Scotland can make it
and try and
into
work
the
their
second
way into
half.
some decent field
Still
position to get some
leading.
points before the
Advantage
half.
Scotland.
You'll see what happens here, but I think that's what
They
they'll
look
look
well
to
up
do.
first
Watching
today.
this side here, there is a Kepu against, Seo against Fagerson. Well, they move it quite quickly. And so the clearing kick over the head of Visser, and it's a very, very good clearing kick. I certainly see value in going for the penalty from the scrum if you do have a clear advantage, but Scotland will have the line out.
It's a good kick as well, wasn't it? It was one of them just over Tim Visser's head, where he can't risk going for it and then knocking it into touch and conceding the throw in the line out. Really good execution of an exit by Australia.
It's a powerful figure, Ross Ford. Great player, experienced player. I think this is the one area where as a lot of hookers often do, just feel the pressure. Got some good targets in there, and the Gray brothers, and Barkley, who's up so high this time, he took it well. And Watson.
Scotland crowd is coming alive. To the sound of bagpipes.
Strains of flower of Scotland around Murrayfield. Bit of a moment's thought from Richie Gray. Laidlaw pointing in complaint, but the ball there for Scotland. And well taken by Hale Petty, gets it away well enough, although it had to be a big leap from Folau to take it. Then the step, and keeps that ball alive. And Tavita Kuridrani, danger now. And Australia on the march, but good covering defence by Scotland. Genya then slips it out. And Australia making good ground. Taken in by Lopeti Tamani, Rebels number 8. Just a couple of minutes remaining in this first half, and an aggressive defence from Barkley and Moore. And a great turnover by Scotland. Well, might be a counter turnover. And John Lacey tells Australia to stay there. And Russell then with his kick half charge down, picked up by Dunbar. And all a bit messy at the end, but Scotland will have the scrum. And it was great defence by Barkley initially.
Yeah, it was a big hit, wasn't it? It was not only the big collision there, he flying out line, spotting Stephen Moore, but then he gets to his feet quickly. And he's quite lucky there. I don't think he can play the ball in his hands because there's a ruck formed, but he was quick enough to fool John Lacey.
That's what every good back rower does. Bends the laws as much as they can, and he did very well. It was to throw one hand out there and get it stuck on the ball. I think that was a great effort, and there are some massive collisions going on in there, both sides of the ball from both teams. So it's the physicality stakes.
Four missed tackles for
last 10 minutes of
Scotland,
this
9 for Australia.
Very interesting. All this will take its toll in the final 20 minutes on both sides, but who can expose that? And again, you look at replacements, you look at the squad. The rugby is a 23-man game now. The final minute though, and the final attack will go to Australia. Ngenya. Nice work by Dane Halapeti again. Ngenya with quick recycling through Foley, and Falau coming into a line, and once again he just makes his way past a tackle or two. Thump coming in on Henry Spate, and carried in by Rob Simmons. Still Australia's ball. This time through Seo, and Hodge gives it on, and Falau, and Visser's up quickly, this time in Kurudrani. Just checks the Australian attack for a moment. Australia desperate to take something with the clock red. And Moore takes it in. Genya under pressure, the ball is there, it's fine, says the referee. And it's Alan Dell into uncharted territory, the loosehead prop. So Scotland have the final attack. What can they make of it? Russell, the kick, he sees Spate forward, it's going to go dead though, and the half will be over. And what a half it's been. Scotland's first half of international rugby this season, and they lead the Wallabies.
Beautiful, Scotland. Beautiful. 17-10 at half time. Scotland lead. 2 tries, both by Hugh Jones, who at the moment, right, is the player of the half, right? He's the player of the half. If he keeps it up now for the second half, he's going to be the man of the match. In my opinion, the best player on Australia's side at the moment. It's a tough one. Foley's playing well. Bulcock is he's getting these winning balls for Australia. I think I give it to Foley and for best player on Australia's side at the moment. But it's the end of the first half now. I get to go downstairs, make a cup of coffee. I get to blow my nose because I do have a bit of a cold and my nose is starting to run a little bit. And we don't want to see, no, we don't want that. Which is why I keep going like that. But Scotland, you're doing great at the moment, lads. Keep it up in the second half. Hopefully, you guys can get a win. This has been the first half live reaction. From my reactions, I'll be back in about 10 minutes or so for the second half. So I shall catch you in a bit. Later.